I'm so livid right now because I have been a victim of a moocher. And I don't understand people. I just don't understand people's logic to be so malicious and so just, just being a user, just using people simply for their own gain of whatever money, babysitter, whatever. Okay, I have this friend or, you know what, acquaintance that I recently met within the past few months. She lived in the apartment complex that me and my fiance live in. And when I met her, she had a 1 year old son and she was pregnant, or she was pretty early in her pregnancy, probably around 2 months or so. And she expressed to me that she was moving. And but while we were talking, I felt really bad for her because she was just saying that basically the father of her child, he's pretty much like a douchebag. He never took her anywhere. She's always like stuck in the house and just with her son. And just basically she didn't have like a lot of emotional support, and I felt really bad for her. So in any event, we became pretty close and stuff, and she moved away, and we kept in contact and everything because I just wanted to, keep up with the pregnancy. And her son is just absolutely adorable. He's so cute. He's 2 now. And so she asked me when it was getting close to her due date if I would watch her son Joel for her while she had the baby, because she didn't have anyone here. She doesn't have like any family. I think it's just her and the father of her child, her boyfriend. So I was like, hey, that's fine, whatever, cool, no biggie. And then I guess she was supposed to be induced because she ended up being like a week overdue or something like that. And so they gave her a date for induction, and she let me know, and she's like, well, will you be available at this date? This is the day they're going to induce me and stuff. And I was available to watch her son. So I was like, yeah, sure, that's no problem. A couple of nights before that, she called me at about 1:30 in the morning, and it happened to be just a false alarm, but she brought the baby over and stuff. And she told me that it was like, I don't know, I was expecting to keep him for, the few days that she was in the hospital. But she called me at like 4, and she's like, they're sending me home. Cool. Okay. She came and the dad came and picked him up the next day. No problem. So I go to work, and she calls me and she's like, hey, they're going to induce me today. Can you watch Joel? Mind you, I work about 40 minutes from where I actually live. So it would be a little bit of a drive, but like I said, I had told her I'd watch Joel. So I didn't want to go back on my word. And she was in the hospital, getting ready to be induced. So I took off work, rushed over. I'm about 3 minutes away from my house. She calls me and she's like, do you think you can come to the hospital and get Joel? Because I don't want, Mike to leave me here by myself. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I just made like a 40-minute drive home. Now the hospital that she was at is about 10 minutes away from where I live. So you want me to backtrack, go get him, whatever. I said, fine, I would, no problem. So I get the baby. Everything's all good. I watch him and stuff. And she calls me the next morning, and she was saying that she had the baby and showed me pictures and stuff like that. Everything was cool. No problems. No nothing. Then after that, after she had the baby and everything, I text her a couple days after, because I want to just give her time to recuperate and do all that good stuff. I text her and I was like, hey, how are you and the kids doing? How are you feeling? Blah, blah, blah. No response. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, well, she's probably just busy with her family, whatever. Some weeks go by, and I'm just calling, texting, Facebooking, because I'm like, whoa, like, what happened? Is she okay? Like, what's going on? No response, no nothing. So I go out of town, and I get this text just out of nowhere. I get this text like, hey, what's up? And I'm like, what's up? Because, like, where have you been? I've been trying to check on you. Like, what's up? So she's like, oh, my phone was off, which was a lie because I called it and it went to voicemail. So, but whatever, that's neither here nor there. So, anyways, it's just a bunch of small talk. Then she asked me if I could do her a favor and get her some meat because she doesn't have any food at her house, and she was trying to cook something and she didn't, it was the only thing that she could cook and she didn't have enough, she didn't have meat to go with it. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I didn't really think too much of it because again, she just had a baby and I was like, okay, I understand people kind of go hiatus after, because it's a lot. She has like I said, a 2-year old and a newborn. So that is a lot for someone to, have to, do things. So I understand that. But anyway, so I explained to her that I was out of town, and so I was like, well, let me call Zach and ask if he can do it because I'm not even in the state. So I called him, like, I explained to him what's going on, and Zach is not that he's a mean person, not at all. He's very sweet, but he is just, I'm more inclined to help people than he is, especially if they're not like his friends or family. So he's on the phone like, well, what's going on with her boyfriend? Like, he don't got no money. Like, he doesn't have, like, what's going on? So, so I'm basically, I have to hear his mouth, so he's like, fine, I'll do it, whatever. So that happens. Then I text her. I was like, did you go by and pick it up and everything? And so she's like, yeah, thank you so much. I'll pay you back. And I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. It's all good. She's on hard times. And so I'm like, don't even worry about it. It's fine. Then I don't hear from her again. Weeks go by. I don't hear from her. Then again, and I happen to be out of town again when she sent this text saying, it first started out with the small talk again, just, hey, what's up, how you doing, blah blah blah. And I'm like, hey, good, what's going on with you? Like, you be going MIA on people, like, what's up? And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah blah blah. Here we go again with the small talk. Hey, got a big favor I need from you. And I was like, what's up? Joelle's out of wipes and I don't have any, and we're doing real bad right now. And then the icing on the cake was she made sure that she put in this this whatever to try to make me feel guilty, and it worked. I admit I was duped. She goes, well, if you can't get them for me, the last thing my last resort is gonna be for me to steal them. Obviously she has 2 kids. I don't want her stealing, but yeah, I'm thinking to myself, like, what is going on with her? Like, not even in the financial sense, like, because I understand people fall on hard times, but it's just like, wait a minute, logically speaking, if you know that you are having a hard time with one child, paying your bills, buying food, thus you're on public assistance, why would you even be having another baby? I just don't understand that. I don't understand people who do that. And it's so, you know what? I don't even want to get into that because whatever. But yeah, so she goes, could you help me out? I need $2. Last time I checked, wipes were a lot more than $2, but I mean, maybe she was planning on getting them from the dollar store. I don't know, but she was asking, and I said, I'm not in town right now. Let me call Zach and see if he can give you the money. So I call him. At this point in time, he's like, okay, you know what? What's up with this? This is like, this shit is getting out of hand. And I'm just like, well, she needs help. And he's like, very, very reluctantly, again, I got to hear this crap. I have to hear him in my ear. So, she comes by, gets the money. I just told her, I told Zach, just give her $5, whatever. What are you possibly going to do? Like, how are you going to buy wipes for $2? That's beyond me, but whatever. So he gives her the money. I don't hear from her again. And, I had a conversation with Zach, and he was just telling me, like, it sounds like she is using you, and I said, well, she just had a baby and everything, and I don't want to be over analytical about the situation, or, be jumping to these weird conclusions like, oh, she is using you and this and that. I just didn't, I like to always find and see the good in people, so I don't, whatever. I don't hear from her for about a month and a half. Long behold, I get a text. Now, because I don't want to give you guys no wrong information, so let me just read to you what this text says. So here we go with the small talk. She goes, I'm sorry. Okay, so she goes, hey, what's up, girlie? I've been trying to call you. What a crock of shit. Like, if you're going to try to give me an excuse, at least give me one that works. But you trying to call me and contact me? No, ma'am. Bull fucking shit. So, again, here we go with the small talk. Hey, what's up? Then it's, I have a big favor to ask you. You know what? And when I saw that text, I told Zach, I was like, guess who's on the phone? He actually thought it was another girl, because there's two of them that do this to me. So he thought it was the other person, and I was like, no. So he's like, no, whatever she asks, tell her ass no. Tell her no. Because I don't like to tell people no, especially when there are children involved, because it's not their fault that their parents are freaking idiots and can't provide for them. It's not the kid's fault. So I have a really difficult time saying no, and that's just what it is. So he's like, fuck that. Like, no, whatever she's asking, tell her no. She needs to have the father of her child help her. So I completely disregarded his comment, and I was like, what's up? She's like, oh, do you think you can watch the kids for me on Friday? This was Wednesday night, like late Wednesday night. She's like, do you think you watch the kids for me? Because me and Mike want to go out and have a good time and just, have some time alone together. And I work. So does Zach. So, and then I do volunteer work as well. So I'm really busy. And then you hit me up like last minute. Like, this is hella last minute. So I was like, I don't know. I was like, well, what time did you, want to go out? And she's like, oh, like around 11 o'clock at night? Girl, like, the fuck? I work. What part of that don't you understand? Like, this is a working household, okay? We don't just sit on our ass and, do nothing all day. We work. So I told her, I was like, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. I said, if I can, I'll let you know. She didn't text me back, so I guess she got upset. So I texted her the next day, and I said, I probably won't be able to do it because I don't get off work till, late, and, I probably won't be able to do it. So she's like, oh, okay, don't worry about it. It's okay. Then she texts me back. She's like, I have another favor to ask. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. I'm done with this shit. Like, I'm done. Because, like I said before, I was trying to be understanding and sensitive and not trying to be, so over analytical, thinking that she was just trying to mooch off of me or basically just use me. I didn't want to think that. But now it's just like, what the fuck? Like, this shit is intolerable. Like, how do you, like, it's like you're taking my kindness for weakness, and it's pissing me off. And I think I'm more pissed at the fact that I can't say no, because I'm always inclined to help people. I don't know. But like I said, and there's another one that does the same shit. Like, she just calls me only when she needs something. And I'm just so tired of people using me. Like, this is bullshit. And it's just those two. And the other one, she doesn't even work. Like, she has 2 kids and she doesn't work. And then she's always calling and complaining like, oh, I don't have any money. I could barely get my kids to school in the morning. And, I don't have any gas in my car, and this and that. And just a bunch of excuses. And I feel like, you know what? If you're going to be a lazy ass and not want to do anything for yourself and not have no get up about yourself, if you're alone and single, that's one thing. But if nothing else motivates you, your children should motivate you to get your ass up, look for a job, get some type of trade or career, career, go into some type of career center or whatever and have them help you with something to get, I mean, you will feel so much better about yourself to know that you wake up every single day and contribute to the world instead of sitting on your ass. And then she's always talking about how she can't get food stamps and they say I don't qualify. And then, well, no, you don't qualify because you can work. You are not disabled. And I don't knock anybody who's on public assistance, but that's not something for you to get comfortable on. That is something to help you. And what it means, it's supposed to mean by help you, is that while you have that help, it is supposed to be an incentive for you to go to school or get some type of, like I said, career center, trade, whatever they call that. I don't know, vocational training or whatever, what have you. And use that. And it's supposed to be for your kids, and these are the same people who complain and gripe about how it's not enough. Like, are you fucking kidding me? This is not like, it's not enough because it is for the support of the child and our children. It's not to be funding your ghetto shopping sprees at Rainbow and Dots and trying to buy 14-inch Brazilian hair offline. That's not what government assistance is for. That's not what it's for. It is for the assistance and support of your child. So use it, for that purpose. Stop abusing shit. And then it makes it so hard because the people that actually need it, who are disabled and who really can't work, they can't get it because you have these idiots who go in here and lie on their applications and do all this stuff and then turn around and be outside of the fucking store selling their goddamn food stamps. Like, what is this shit? What is this shit? It pisses me off. And I'm just tired of it. But anyway, that's my rant for the day, I guess. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm over it. Anyways, till next time. Peace.